Welcome to another presentation of the Science Sports Video Blog. This is episode 233. This is a special NFL Roundabout Division edition, as today's division we're covering is the AFC East, as we go around the NFL all summer long and through all 8 divisions in the NFL, touch on every team, see what their outlook might be for this upcoming season. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Troy West. Got started a little late. Everybody that was up early as well, I was up early, did a little crash T Rumble. So hopefully everybody enjoyed me for that. So anybody who watched that video, I said I'd be probably done by now. Well, it's about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, so about a half hour later. Wound up taking a little nap. But thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully your favorite team is in this division. Next week we'll be doing the NFC East, but the AFC East, of course, we have the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets. And that is in alphabetical order, so there's no particular order. I think the Bills are better, or not necessarily, even though the Bills, to me, like I said, you gotta have them as the favorite, but they have a challenge this season, for sure, as you're about to see by my comments. We also touch on some other sports news. NBA free agency has started, so some big moves, especially the Fred VanVleet going to Houston. That was huge. Mostly everybody stayed. Draymond stayed, which wasn't a surprise. A couple of guys got extensions. Gabe Vincent, though, going to the Lakers, quietly could be a small big move there, even though you see what he did in the postseason. Hopefully he could translate that in Los Angeles. So a lot of things happening with NBA free agency. MLB, nothing much, just the All-Star starters was announced. All-Star game is the 11th, so we got 10 days for that. So next, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday is the MLB All-Star game. So other than that, no big news. Like I said, this week, just 2 tragedies. Ryan Mallett, drowning accident. Condolences to Ryan Mallett. He was a quarterback at the NFL, went to the University of Arkansas, backed up in New England for a long time, for Tom Brady. Came to Baltimore. It was a Raven, I remember that, as a Ravens fan. So condolences. And then the Jimmy Johnson news, and still, like I said, I think it's his mother-in-law's parents, and I think they killed her nephew. I think that's the story. His wife nephew was killed by the mom. I think the mom did it. Killed the husband and then killed the nephew. So that was terrible news. So Jimmy Johnson taking a break. So they're the biggest bloopers with the news. But now we're gonna go ahead and get into why we're here. NFL Roundabout Division Edition. AFC East is first. Like I said, overall this division is very, very stronger than ever. Everybody know how New England used to just dominate this division year after year after year, basically for 20 years. Some teams every once in a while would make a challenge, but you knew that this was New England's division. But that's definitely not the case anymore. It's been the Bills division for the last few years. But this year, with the changes that the Jets made, the changes that the Dolphins made, even New England still got a chance to make some changes. The Bills are definitely going to be challenged for this division this year. And like I said, I won't give a I won't get a final prediction until later on in the summer, but the Bills go ahead and they have 4. So just to explain how we do it, I touch on all 4 teams, and I put it in alphabetical order. So it doesn't mean, like I said, even though this particular order, especially last year, I think this is the way it wound up going. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets. I think that was the division 1, 2, 3, 4. But that doesn't necessarily. You'll see what other divisions, that, because I think in one of the divisions, I think like Well, actually, I think the Lions might win the North this year, but I mean, like Detroit, I think is if you go by alphabetical order in that division, I think they on the top of that division. So just to let you know, this is no like a hint thinking where I'm leaning or what I'm thinking. Even though you'll get that anyway by the time I finish talking and stuff. But so yeah, the AFC East, so we'll touch on every team. So the Bills just happen to be first. They just happen to be first because they alphabetical order, they are first. Like I said, they've been a contender in the AFC for the last few years. Josh Allen has made a leap. We'll see if he can keep climbing that. But the biggest question is, can they finally break through free and at least make it to the Super Bowl in the AFC? Last year, who they lost? Did they play the Chiefs again? I think so. Did they play the Chiefs in the divisional? No, because the Chiefs played the Jags. So who the Bills play last divisional? So they beat Miami in the opening round. Who else was in the playoffs last year? Okay, we're thinking West. Who was out west? Kansas City. The Chargers lost. The Raiders didn't make it in the dang it, let's see. So we go north. Did they beat? No, they lost to Cincinnati. That's who they lost to. They lost to Cincinnati in the divisional. Then Cincinnati and Kansas City met again, but Kansas City won this time, and they was the Super Bowl champions eventually, though. But the Bills seem like they just keep hitting that still in the divisional round. Usually it's get the Chiefs. But they you know, I think when they lost Von Miller, I think that hurt them because, like I said, the Bills, their defense is good, but just never could get consistent pass rush, and the team sometimes was able to figure them out sometimes. So I think that's what hindered them against Cincinnati and anyone else, you know, because Miami even pushed them in that first round. But can they break through? I mean, I'm gonna say maybe. The AFC is just so stacked. Look at their division alone, but then pretty much the whole AFC West got potential. With Denver, if Russell Wilson returned to form, you got Kansas City is always going to be there. The Chargers, like I said, I like the Chargers too. I just don't like them as much as other people do. I think they got to show me a little bit more. Yeah, they finally made the postseason, but they still got to show me a little bit more consistency. But they still a dangerous team. And the Raiders, I don't know. I got to see what they do this year. I think they just sort of in a little bit of dysfunction. Who's going to be their quarterback? So they got things to figure out. But the AFC is just deep. You go to the North, that whole division, potential Browns, Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers, all no walkovers. The South is probably where you can sort of separate. The Jags, they're young, so can they bounce? Do they have another successful season? But the division they in, the Colts, to me, is the only team to me that I'd be surprised if they stay above water. Houston has potential. They're young. They building something down there. I think they cleaned house and starting over, but I think it's a good start over. And the Titans, I just really like Mike Vrabel. But like I said, we're going to wind up talking about all those divisions. But the AFC is just so, like, it's no walkover team, really. The South is probably the weakest easily, but they got some, it's I mean, they bring something to the table as well. You can't just go in there and think they go, because even the Colts, they don't have a quarterback, but Jonathan Taylor, it's good offense. They got still some good pieces on offense, so we'll see how that division. I think that's going to be that division. I think it's going to be hard to choose a winner in. But to stay on the Bills, I mean, they can, but it's not gonna be easy. That's basically what I'm saying. They first of all, they might not win this division. Like I said, they might not win this division. So that's where the Bills stand. I think they better chance was the year that they played Kansas City tough, which was the year before. I think if they'd have beat them if they'd have got by that year, I think they would have won. Well, it sounds weird to say. I just thought they was a better. I think they did make a second step because they got to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs and lost that too. But the game with Josh Allen threw the last second touchdown pass, and then the Chiefs was able to flip it, get a field goal. I think that Bills team would have rose up and went on to the Super Bowl, maybe even won. Because I think that was the one the Rams won. So yeah. So but the Bills also you've been seeing reports that they just some stuff coming out the locker room, like Stephon Diggs thing is weird. Like we don't know exactly what the problem is, and we probably will never know, but it's definitely a problem. He didn't want to show up to mandatory minicamp. I don't know if the friction is with Josh Allen or not. I mean, Josh Allen said everything's cool, but could be just saying that for us, for the media, for the for fans and stuff like that, just to not take it as a big deal. But something's going on there. And then I think a lot of people pushing Sean McDermott, the coach, which I think he's a good coach. He came there and changed the culture. The Bills are now a perennial contender, but they keep hitting the ceiling. In the NFL, when you keep hitting the ceiling, eventually you bump your head and you get fired. So I think that's why there's some rumbles of that with Sean McDermott. But let's just say they finish same way last year, get to the divisional round, or if just don't win this division, but still can reach the division round if you don't win this division. Because I think they'd be, I think they'd still be a playoff team. But there's teams in this division that can challenge them. Will Josh ever lose his job? I don't know, but that's what the rumbles are indicating. If you don't make us at least to the AFC Championship game, he might be in trouble. That's what as far as everything I've been hearing, and in the news, that's pretty much the standard. You got to get past the divisional round. So we'll see how that goes. That's a long time from now. But yeah, the Stephon Diggs thing is like, wow. Like I don't understand what's going on. Hopefully they figure that out. He found out coming to camp later on, so maybe everything rectified. Only thing I heard was definitive with, I guess, that he said that he was frustrated at the offense, which I mean, it's hard as a fan to believe that, because it's like he gets the ball. He clearly is the number one option. He gets the ball for us receiver wise. But I think the Bills have had like lapses last year when they just could not score. They could move the ball. But I think it's because it's not a consistent running game. That's why I think they need to add another running back. Devin Singletary is okay. He's not bad, but he's just not consistent enough. You need a consistent running game other than Josh Allen, because Josh Allen pretty much is a part of that as well. But you kind of want to lower that for your quarterback, because one wrong hit and he's gone, or is he hurt? So I think they need to get a consistent back. We're about to look at their schedule. Just go through their schedule real quick, and then we're going to move on to the next team, which is the Miami Dolphins. Let's pull up the Bills schedule here. But like I said, I think that's the biggest thing. Can they finally break through, when get to the Super Bowl, or at least get back to the AFC title game? Like I said, I think the AFC title game is probably they line, unfortunately. So okay, so they start off Monday night against with the New York Jets, which would be an interesting game. Then they host the Vegas Raiders. Then they go to Washington. and face the Commanders. Then Miami at home, international series, so this is a London game, facing the Jags. That's gonna be a tough game. The Jags always play well in London for whatever reason over the years, even though the team could be whatever, they just play well there. But they the only team that go there every year, so it's not really a big surprise. Sunday night game against the New York Giants, that'll be an interesting game at New England. Tampa at home. Tampa of course changed, no Brady, so they're not the same. At Cincinnati Sunday night again. Then another Monday night game home against the Broncos. Then the second matchup with the Jets at home. Then at Philadelphia, Eagles expect to be a strong team this year. Then at Kansas City, so a lot of their big games is on the road, so the Bills are going to be tested one way or the other. But they get Dallas at home, then at LA for the Chargers. Say Peacocks. I'm thinking this is a Sunday night game, I believe, or Saturday night. Then two division games in the season at Buffalo. New England comes there, and then they go to Miami. Schedule, yeah, schedule kind of tough schedule. Trying to just exclude the division because the division's is the division, but like I said, a lot of these road games, against these good teams at Cincinnati, at Philadelphia, at Kansas City, and that's three in a row. The Cincinnati game is a little earlier, but they played Dallas, they played Philly, Kansas City, and Dallas in the 3 week span. So I think that's we're going to tell what the Chiefs are. I mean, the Bills are by then. But like I said, you gotta consider them the favorites still in this division just because of what they've done. Like I said, the other teams still got they made some good changes, but they still got question marks. At least the Bills, what you're gonna get out of Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and the pieces that they have. So right now they're the favorite, but I'll make a decision when it's time, when we get near the beginning of the season. So okay, that's the Buffalo Bills. Let's move over to the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins was a playoff team last year, lost to the Bills in the wild card round. Of course, now only the 1 seed gets a bye, and that team was Kansas City, excuse me. But the Dolphins, like I said, to me, a dark horse to win not just this division, the whole thing. The talent they have with Jason Waddle, Tyreek Hill offense, Mostert, they got a crowded backfield. The offense is set, other than Tua. He's going to be the biggest question. Can he stay healthy? We're going to talk more about that in a second. But this is a talented football team on defense. Getting Jalen Ramsey in the trade, and I said this in a preview of something I've said. He's definitely not in his prime. He's not, but he's still an elite corner. They're going the other side of Howard, so that's going to be a dynamic duo. Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb coming off the edge. They got guys on both sides of the ball. So if Tua, like you saw part of last year, on a consistent basis, and the defense rounds out, the offense will be a problem. Especially if they make the playoffs. So they probably be in the division. They could just be a wild card team, and just for certain matchups, they could probably get there. So this is a potential team that could go all the way, in my opinion. Just with the moves and the talent that they made, but that always don't translate into wins and success. So just off paper wise, that the potential is there. All right, so let's talk about Tua. Had a lot of concussion problems last year. Was in and out the lineup, but I kept telling people. I said this morning on my Crash Team Rumble video. Gotta load everything back up. Sorry, that happens from time to time. This is the playroom. This could be a chance to show how I record my videos. I use the PlayStation camera. Go to this app, which is already on the PS4. You gotta play with these little robots for a minute. But I forgot this. After 10 minutes, my controller dies. So that's what happened. So sorry. So I gotta keep that in mind. I get on my rants and I forget. So sorry about that. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, Tua. Yeah, like his stats overall was great for the games that he played. The last games he's played, I think he didn't play the playoff game. I think he was out for that game as well. That's why that game being so close was a little bit surprising for the Bills. But he played overall. He played well. But concussions is always something you gotta watch out long term. He's gonna have to be protected. I think the Dolphins made some improvements on the offensive line as well. Hopefully so. I heard he was doing some jiu-jitsu or something to try to nullify like how to fall and stuff like that. So hopefully he got that problem figured out. But if he plays and plays to that level, the Dolphins, like I said, is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So let's look at their schedule. See how tough their schedule is. Bills got a tough schedule. Dolphins at LA to start the season. That's a tough game if you respect the Chargers. At New England Sunday night. Come home for the Broncos. Play the Bills for the first time. Then New York Giants at home as well. Carolina Panthers at home. Then at Philadelphia, that's a Sunday night game. That should be a interesting game. Then play New England again at home. Then Kansas City at home in London. So that game, like I said, that's a wacky game. So that could maybe go their way. Then host the Vegas Raiders. Then at the New York Jets. Is this? Say Prime at 3/11/24. So if that's Thanksgiving, I hope they're not taking Thanksgiving games away. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at that. Say Prime Video, and that's around Thanksgiving time. At Washington, we're in December now. Tennessee at home. Then the Jets again. At home. Then they get Dallas. And then the Ravens on New Year's Eve. Because I'm a Ravens fan, they put all the Ravens games on top of the schedule, so it confuses you. So I did that on purpose. I would have read that out first. And then January 7th, they host the Bills, the final game of the season. Schedule not as tough as the Bills. But it's still got some tough games in there. Going against the NFC East, I think all these teams are. So that's where some of the tough games come from, like Dallas and Philadelphia. So all of them are going to face those two teams. Well, overall, I think the Dolphins' schedule is not that tough, compared to, at least compared to Buffalo. It's not. So maybe that'll give them the edge to maybe win this division, but we'll see. But like I said, the biggest question about the Dolphins, can Tua stay healthy, and then can the talent that they did acquire, mesh, and maybe they can make a run. I'm really looking hard at this team. So like I said, I get my formal predictions later on, but this is a team I'm really, really high on, though, to be honest. Okay, let's move over to the New England Patriots. Let's pull up their schedule first before I even start talking about them. Patriots got a lot of questions for them. Mac Jones, some people thinking, maybe he's not the answer. Despite the good rookie year, he sort of took a step back last year. The whole offense wasn't great for the Patriots at all. But overall, it's just a make or break year for the Patriots period as a team. Bill Belichick, see little articles that is he too old? Is it time for him to retire? Will Robert Kraft just fire him? I don't think that'd be shocking if Bill Belichick get fired. He put in too much work. I think if he leave, it'd be somewhat neutral. You know what I mean? Like, it could be more like Kraft kind of just want to move on, and Bill just say, all right, I step down. But I don't think he's going to just flat out fire him. Like, I don't, I just don't see that scenario. But it could, but I don't see it like, that happening. But I think if they struggle this year, I think, organizations like that, like a Dallas, like most of the North teams though, but the Patriots, because of their success with their 7 championships, the fan bases they spoiled. So if you don't do something, they ready for changes. Even though they haven't changed that much other than Tom Brady in 20 years, and Brady just finally left and retired after these little 2 years in Tampa Bay. But I don't see him just right out firing Bill Belichick. But I think it might be something, Mr. Kraft might just say, look, man, So, but it depends. If he's still with a coach, then I think they'd make, like I said, I think they'd treat him well. They're not going to just fire Bill Belichick. Like, I just don't see that happening. But like I said, we'll see if they struggle this year again, or had some issues this year, or not make the playoffs, or or something like that. So I think in that sense, you can look at it as a make or break year, I guess. I think if they don't play well, I think it will be some changes somewhere in that organization. So we'll see about that. But this is what they couldn't do. There's been, DeAndre Hopkins has visited there. He's still out there with free agency. He says he's not rushing. Of course, when you're free agent, it's more your choice as a player for sure. So, I'm gonna say that I'll wait till after I've named a couple of other people. Dalvin Cook is still out there. So it's a big free agents out there. But I think the perception, do people really want to play for the New England Patriots? Like, knowing the culture, knowing how it is, some guys, do want to be a little bit loose. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on how you describe loose, But New England, you're going to come there, you're going to have to work, you're not going to be above anyone. You're not going to get the superstar treatment, at least that's the perception. So maybe it turns some players off. Some players have said, they just couldn't do it there. So maybe, I don't know, will DeAndre Hopkins decide there? But I mean, if you look at it a football standpoint, if you're on offense, do you really, want to play with Matt Jones? Do you think he's good enough, to get charged to where you need to go? I mean, that could be a factor. Defensively, New England is strong. So, I mean, as a defensive player, you just probably just fit right in and just get with the program. But I don't know. But if they add like a DeAndre or Dalvin Cook or both somehow, or some other free agents that's out there, Ezekiel Elliott still out there. Even though, a few people think he passed his prime, but he's still a serviceable running back. If he's not the number one back, I think he still can help a team. So, yeah, maybe New England, just to have, playmakers or offense. Because really, Matt Jones didn't have that. I can, vouch for, I could agree with that. He didn't really have a stud receiver or a stud. Or the running game was okay, but still, like Dalvin Cook will easily come in there and be the best back. DeAndre Hopkins will easily come in there and be the best receiver. So that's just a sample. So if they could add some other people, maybe the perception would change. But right now, to me, it's like they like even though you can't be a 500 team now because it's 17 games, but I think they like an 8-9 team, 9-8 team at best, in my opinion, unless they make some more changes. And it's not just because of the team, it's the division. Like I said, the division is much tougher now, so we'll see how that goes. So let's check out their schedule, see what they have to deal with during the season. First off the bat, the Philadelphia Eagles come to New England. Is that right? Because no, Kansas City won. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. They just lost. So I was thinking, oh no, they got a Thursday night game. So my apologies. See how my mind just flips. But that's a Super Bowl rematch from a few years ago that the Eagles was able to win. So, but yeah, they get the Eagles first at home. Then they get the Dolphins. It's a Sunday night game, as I mentioned, at home as well. Then they go on the road against the New York Jets. They go to Dallas, face the Cowboys. Get the New Orleans Saints. That's an interesting team. We'll talk about them when it's time. At Las Vegas. Then Buffalo come to New England for the first meeting. Then they go to Miami. Then they get Washington. They get the Colts in London. Then at the New York Giants. Then the Chargers come to New England in December, so maybe that can help them because of the weather, maybe. I think this is a Thursday night game at Pittsburgh on Prime. And the Chiefs come to New England. That's a Monday night game. Then New England go to Denver. That's December. So I'm thinking Saturday. I think Christmas is on a Sunday this year. But anyway, New Year's Eve, a night game, 8:15. Then New Year's Eve, they get the Bills for the final time, and then they get the Jets at home to end the season. So ran off their schedule, not hard but not easy. Some teams maybe it's a coin flip. Like I said, it could turn it into a good year, but I think they got to improve the roster a little bit, especially on offense. But it's hard to always count, even without Brady now. The Patriots organization is just so strong. I wouldn't be surprised if they surprised me and win more than 10 games, but I just don't see it in this division. I'd say at best 9-8. That's what they feel like to me. But maybe some things could change between now and then the beginning of the season. Okay, we got one more team to do. The New York Jets. Let's pull them up. The schedule. Of course, the elephant in the room, the Rodgers in the room, the having the most fun of his life guy, 2-time or 3-time MVP, but 2 in a row. But then we got 4 MVPs. I know he just won the 2 in a row, and then who won it last year? I think Mahomes got it again, right? Anyway, Aaron Rodgers, all the drama in Green Bay, but he hasn't brought it to the Jets yet. This is going to be an interesting season for the Jets, probably in a long time. I still believe in Aaron Rodgers. I know some people I don't want to say quit, but just don't see him as an elite quarterback anymore. And I'm leaning that way, but then when he won the MVPs, it's like, what can you say? But it's like in the playoffs, he just haven't performed in the playoffs. Really since his Super Bowl season in 2010. So But how far can they go? I think they can go far. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. This team is stacked, especially on the defensive side. So the only problem was quarterback for them. They got their quarterback. I mean, it should be that simple, right? This kid Garrett Wilson. A lot of talk about him. Now he got a quarterback that can give him the football. So we'll see if he turns the corner this year in the NFL. They got a deep running back committee. The offensive line, they say, is a little shaky, so can Aaron get over that? We'll see. Or can it just maybe make some improvements there? But defensively, they pretty much out. Sauce Gardner, he's cool. I like him. I like his swagger. He's sort of the leader of the defense, but the other pieces around him is very, very strong as well. So the Jets is definitely going to put a good football team out there. But I think they can at least make the playoffs. I mean, right now I can't win the division. I just think I'm about to look at their schedule. Maybe their schedule is a little easier than the Bills and the Dolphins, but I still would put them. If I had to rank the teams, they would be third. But I think they can. It's this position where you got Aaron Rodgers. Like despite his playoffs shortness, he's capable of playing well, and I think he's gonna be motivated to prove people wrong. I think that's a factor as well. So I think he's gonna play well this year. Will it be well enough for them to make the playoffs? I believe it could. But like I said, the AFC is so long, so stout. It might just not be enough spots. Like they probably have to win some tiebreakers and stuff like that. But I don't see them to win the division right now. But we'll see. Things can change between now and September. So, can they handle the pressure? That's a big question because Aaron Rodgers never really had to. I mean, he has pressure here and there, but Green Bay is not like New York. Green Bay, they still go put your arms around you, even if you like you say, you lost those playoff games. I mean, yeah, people were saying things, but it wouldn't be like it will be in New York, like if you fail that way. So, it's remain to be seen. I think he can, to an extent, like as far as not let it bother him. Like let's just say they lose a game or two, in a row or something like that. We'll see how that goes, but I think he can to an extent. I really do. But Aaron Rodgers has been known to pout and not take accountability and things of that nature. So that's not going to work here. So hopefully he don't take that approach. Let's just say if he know he had a bad game and he just don't take responsibility here, you gotta, you pretty much gotta just take your lumps here in New York. There in New York, I should say. If he try to push back, I think that's going to be a problem. So, but I think he knows that. I could just tell already he's already doing taking a different approach than he did at Green Bay. So, all right, let's check out their schedule real quick. Bills Monday night, we mentioned that because we already did the Bills schedule. Then they at Dallas the next week. Then they get New England for the first time. Get Kansas City on a Sunday night game. At Denver as we roll into October. Get the Eagles at home. Then the all New York game at home against the Giants, but the Giants is the home team. At the New York Giants. LA Chargers come to New York. That's a Monday night game. Then they go to Vegas, face the Raiders. That's Sunday night. So a lot of televised games here. I'm gonna check this. Well, they play the Bills on the road next, but I'm gonna check this 11/24. Is that Thanksgiving? I'm saying Prime. I hope Prime don't got the Thanksgiving. That'd be the NFL. That would be a big mistake. I'm gonna check that before I get off here. Let you guys know. Now we're going to this. I'm sorry. They play the Dolphins, by the way, that day. I don't know what day that is. But it's close to Thanksgiving. At Atlanta comes to the New York Jets. Then they get Houston at home. So a couple of easy ones. Then at Miami. Then they get Washington at home. Then they go to Cleveland. That's a Sunday night game, I believe. It's prime. So Thursday night. And then final week of the season, they go to New England and face the New England Patriots. So their schedule not too bad. Buffalo definitely got the hardest schedule, which they should. They was the they won the division, so the division winner usually get the hardest schedule. So potentially, like I said, if the Bills maybe lose too many games, maybe Jets can sneak in there, the Dolphins can sneak in there and win the division. But as far as the Jets, I don't, it's more of a you gotta prove it. Like I said, even though Aaron Rodgers is a great veteran, I just think still gotta see it happen. So that's where I'm at with the Jets. So we ran through our 4 teams. But let me check this. Let's check this. This schedule. All right. Let's see. So what is it? Week 12. Okay. So no, that's just a Friday afternoon game. So it's not the Thanksgiving games are still what they was. So you got a Sunday night game, San Francisco at Seattle, night game, and then the 2 traditional games. Detroit hosts Green Bay, and then Washington is in Dallas for those 2 traditional games. So okay, cause I was about to say, come on now, NFL. I was like, come on. But they just got a Friday game, Dolphins Jets. So just snuck that in there for a prime video, which is weird to say that they cover games now. So yep. So that's it. We got through our first week of our division roundabout series. Next week we'll be doing the NFC East. So that's the Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, and the Giants. So we'll be doing that next Saturday. Like I said, I already touched on some other sports news, but just as far as the channel, this video about to be put up, but I'm gonna do another Crash Team Rumble video today for sure. Might go live, either that or Hades today. So we'll probably do a live stream today, so look out for that. Don't know which one yet. What else? Crash Team Rumble. Sonic Origins, that's what I'm thinking about. More of that coming. As we finish, we're gonna try to finish Sonic 2. I might throw Sonic CD and a Sonic 3. I used to just do them all at once, but I've been focused on one game, so I think I'm gonna do that again. And then once I get to I think I'm gonna do CD next. I just I throw Sonic 3 in there just to mix it up here and there. But like I said, thanks for the love of late. Been getting a lot of love on the channel. The subscribers has grown a little bit, so thanks for that. Thanks for being patient with me. I've been having up and down days, weeks, minutes. Sometimes I be down for a minute, sometimes I feel good. I actually feel good today, so I'm not gonna complain today too much. So I just appreciate you guys for the loyal support and the consistent support that I get from certain subscribers, so thank you. I'll be putting out as much content as possible. But this video is over though. We got through it. We're gonna have fun. NFC East is next week, and then the following week we'll stay in the NFC, but we'll go north, and then it'll be AFC North the following week after that, and then we'll go south. So we'll stay at the AFC, go to the AFC South, and then go NFC South, and then the West will be last. We'll stay at the NFC, go NFC West, and then the AFC West will be last. So that's in the next few weeks. So it's 8 divisions, so it's going to take basically 2 months. So but thank you guys again for joining me for another episode. we're gonna have fun this summer. Try to, you know, a lot of things going on, but we try to make the best of things. So appreciate you guys so much for the support. I love you guys. You guys, hope you enjoyed the weekend. 4th of July is coming. If you celebrate it, be safe. I think I gotta work that day. So hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. Some people go celebrate during the weekend instead, since it's during the week, you know. So probably a long celebration. Probably started Friday or Thursday, some people, and go all the way through to the 4th. That's Tuesday. So just look out for a lot of content this weekend. We're gonna have fun, and I thank you guys again. I'm Troy West signing off. Episode 233 is over. AFC East next week is the NFC East, and I'll see you guys then. Peace and love, everyone. Thanks for the support. I'll see you guys later on today, because I'm gonna go live somehow today. It'll be a surprise. Well, I'll let you guys know my community well. See you guys later. Peace and love. Thank you.